maybe you'd just like to stand up and get a little bit of energy into the body so that you can give a roaring round of, and you can all unmute yourselves and be ready to give a huge round of applause for the next person who will be with us in about 40 seconds. So a big stretch.
Yay.
Big stretch, a big glass of water to oil the
Answers.
And now it gives me great pleasure to introduce the division director for Division D, Somesh Kumar. Somesh, come to the stage. Welcome.
Paul is Division A Director, and he has been so nicely welcoming everyone and speaking to each and every one. Thank you very much, Paul. I appreciate your help. So today we have gathered here for club officer training. And as officers, we are leaders of the club. One of the things that John F. Kennedy has told about leadership is learning and leadership is indispensable to each other. So when we are here together, there are 104 people at the moment. So each and every one of us is bringing something unique to this training. And that's what is the most important point here. And what we want to get out of the day is a lot of interaction between each and every one of us. I think that's the most important thing that we learn from any training. It's not one-way conversation, it is multiple people-to-people communication. That's how, so Toastmasters actually is an organization which is based on peer-to-peer learning. You know, we are all equals. In this process of learning, we are all equals, and we can learn from each and every individual. So this is, and I wanted to actually welcome you all in the Indian style, and I would like every one of you to do a namaste. Show your hand here. Very good, thank you very much. So you probably would have seen this in news as well. When Leo Varadkar had gone to America and he was meeting Donald Trump, and you know, because of all this social distancing, they're not shaking hands, they're doing this. It's quite interesting the situation we are in, and it's really great that people from Scotland, Ireland, England. I actually want to share something now. Like we are using a tool called Slide.do. So maybe I'll just share this screen, and we can see people from where the people are coming from today. So just a moment, I'll just share the screen, just so that we get a view of where the people are joining today from. I might share the whole screen, and are you able to see the screen? Yes, so it looks like there's quite a number of people from Liverpool City, then Dunfermline. I'm not sure whether I'm pronouncing it rightly. And people from, so this is really fantastic. I think this is where this is like a global village, you know. That's what this online, sorry, I'm just stop the sharing now. So this is what the online is bringing us, this global village kind of community. And the learning has become such, you know, every information is there at our fingertips nowadays. We just search for something. Earlier, people had to go to libraries and try and get information from the libraries. Now the information is at the fingertips. So what is it that distinguishes each and every one of us? It's our uniqueness. Otherwise, the information is available to each and every one of us. So I actually wanted to share the agenda for today as well, just so that we all are on the same page in terms of how the day is going to go today. Right, so are you seeing the screen? Yes, okay, thank you. Yes, so Paul O'Mani has such wonderfully welcomed each and everyone. So thank you very much, Paul. So we have gone through that. Maura has given us the netiquette. I think it's very important that we mute ourselves and we unmute. Whenever we want to speak, we unmute. I think it's, please remember that part. That's very important during the whole meeting today. So 10 o'clock, we started exactly on time. And as I say, time is money, but time is actually more than money. You know why? Because money, if you lose money, we can make money again. But if you lose time, we cannot we don't have the time machine yet to go back in time. So time is actually more than money. So it's especially to me as well, it is very important to, from my perspective as well, to ensure that we are all going on time, me and all the trainers. So, and we'll ensure that this will happen. Because each and every one of us have taken time out of our personal lives and we are investing our time in learning. So let's ensure that we learn as much as we can. And not only from the perspective of Toastmasters, but from even the perspective of interacting with each other, like even family, you know, what to speak of official life, family life. What does Toastmasters teach us? Learning, active listening. So if you're listening actively in the family, paraphrasing it back, family is getting improved. So everything gets improved, right? So I wanted to introduce, like Gerard Mannix is a District 71 director. And in last week, we had a huge training, 400 plus club officers attended. And he mentioned about, he said that his main focus would be Toastmasters promise. That is what he wants to focus this year for. And this is really fantastic. I think many of us know, the people who have been in Toastmasters for long years, they know, but many of us don't know as well. So it is really great that he's bringing this to the fore, that what is a Toastmasters promise? And today what we are doing is the promise number 6, to serve my club as an officer when called upon to do so. So this is what we are doing today. And this is really great that, you know, Toastmasters has got such a voluntary spirit, and it's based on the 4 pillars. Maybe I'll just open up for, we still, it's only 6 past. So maybe someone can tell, I actually say that it is rise. We rise to the occasion, we rise to the challenges, and we rise every time we rise. And you know what rise is? Rise is the 4 pillars of Toastmasters: respect, integrity, service, and excellence. So we rise to the occasion, we rise to the challenge, and every time whatever happens, we fall down, we rise up again. So this is what Toastmaster is teaching us. So on that note, I would like to welcome Liz Welch, who is Division N Director, and we are co-hosting this. Of course, Paul is from Division A as well, and I know there are many people from Division A attending this training as well. Liz Welch, are you there somewhere?
Thank you, Somesh. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to your COT training. It's so great that we have such a fabulous amount of people here to share knowledge and to share experiences that we've had. I'm really privileged that Somesh and I have been able to join up together and get divisions, not only D&N, but as Somesh has said, from across our district, 71. Welcome all. I just hope that you can enjoy your learning experience today. So COT is around giving you the tools that you need to do your jobs in the best possible way. And our trainers today can certainly provide you with lots of links and pointers as to where to find the fundamental information for all of your roles which you are doing, whether you're the President, the Secretary, Sergeant of Arms, or a member interested in it. I do hope that you enjoy the day, and I look forward to seeing you all at the end with your feedback. Back over to you, Somesh, to take the lead on this fabulous occasion.
Thank you very much, Liz. It's been a great privilege sharing this stage with you. And now I will just share the screen again, and we will just understand what we are going to do next. Right, so we are nearly 10 past 10 now, and what I'm going to do now is, in terms of us trying to understand what is involved in building healthy teams. So team, I would like to kind of open this up in terms of the discussion, because the more we interact, the better it is for each and every one of us, because every learning comes from interaction. It's not a one-way street, it's a multi-way street. So team, there is an acronym for team. How many of us know the acronym for team? There is an acronym. No? Okay. So acronym for team is T is together, E is everyone, A is achieves, and M is more. So together, everyone achieves more. That is team. Why is it? Why is it? Because each, and as I mentioned in the beginning, it is our unique capabilities. Each and everyone is unique, and each and everyone has some capability which the other person doesn't have. So that's why a great leader is always a person who knows their strengths and weaknesses. And whatever strengths they have, they act according to their strengths. And whatever weaknesses they have someone in their team to help them out in that role. So this is what a team is all about. So in Toastmasters, we have the club officers. And how many club officers do we have in Toastmasters? Anyone just unmute and say how many club officers we have in a Toastmasters club?
7, I think.
7. Yes, 7. Right. So we have the president, we have the VP education, we have VP membership, we have VP public relation, we have treasurer, we have secretary, we have sergeant at arms. So, and each and every of those roles are unique. They have their own specific work that needs to be done, and each of the roles overlap with each other as well. So I will be coming to this point later, where we discuss about moments of truth. So I call it a 6-petaled flower with the first impressions at the center. So this is like a 7-petaled flower, with the president at the center. That is what the club officer is. And every one of us overlap each other. The vice president education is overlapping with vice president membership. There is an overlap. And this is the most important thing. So in a team, the team is working towards one goal, one purpose. That is what a team does. If the goal and purpose is not defined, then the team cannot exist. And we also know, how many of you know about the stages that the team goes through? There are stages. Hands up, how many of you know? Yeah, I think many of us probably know. So it is, first of all, a team is forming. So that's the first, forming. Then we storm, then we norm, then we perform, and then we are high perform. So there is the last stage is high performing team, and it's not an easy. It takes time, because everyone is individual, everyone is unique, and to gel with each other, it takes time. But what it is based on is this trust. We'll come to it later. I'll show you a slide in the end, where the trust is the basis of the whole the team performing. It's like if you're building a skyscraper, and if we don't have a foundation, absolutely the skyscraper is going to fall down, undoubtedly. So the foundation of the team is trust. If there is trust between people, and how is the trust developed? Trust is developed when when whatever we say, I say that I'm going to do this training. And if I say I'm going to do the training, I will do the training. So whatever I'm going to say, I will do it. So when we keep doing this consistently, the trust is developed. So in this, in Toastmasters, it is unique in the sense that, no one is paying us. In fact, we are paying to Toastmasters. And so it's not a huge money. So it's a voluntary organization. So in that sense, it becomes even more important that this trust gets developed. In a normal company, like if someone is paying us, if you're an employee in a company, we work for getting some payment, like salary. But here, it is our own motivation that is giving us. So therefore, it's very important that we keep this trust, this link established between not only the officers, but even the members, understanding the members. So this is, so I would like to actually share this slide now, is building healthy team. I'll come back to the sharing part now. Share screen. Right. So we are, so what I want us to do is, so as I said in the beginning, we are here in terms of interacting with each other. It's not a one-way communication that we want to do today. It's a multi-street communication where we share our ideas and we come up with, it's the process of churning. We are churning our ideas, and we are bringing it to life. When we go back to our clubs, whatever we learn, we are going to implement it. That's how we are making use of this time today. So what I would request everyone is just note down this question. So identify the behavioral styles of each team member, create a healthy team by building trust. So, sorry, not this one. This one, sorry. This is a question. So identify the five traits of a healthy team. So please note this down. Identify the 5 traits of a healthy team and analyze your team's current state and use the analysis to develop a plan to improve. Right? So these are the 2 questions. So what I would request is, please take note of this question, and we will now, what we will do is, there will be a breakout room of 10 people, and you'll be there in the room for 10 minutes. The timing will be taken care of by the Zoom system itself, but someone will need to ensure that someone leads, that someone shares it, and someone writes the comments, so that we come back after 10 minutes and we discuss the learnings.
Sorry, Somesh, yes? Sorry, can I just ask the questions again? What were the 2 questions again? Sorry.
Yes, so are you seeing my screen?
Yeah.
Yes, so the first question is?
Identify the 5 traits of a healthy team and analyze your team's current state and use the analysis to develop a plan.
Exactly.
Yes. Right, okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
So, so what we can do is, we take these 2 questions, we go into a room and we discuss, we give our ideas, we come back, and one of the things is, please note down this, and whatever we are discussing, let's try and use it, let's try and implement it, because ideas are good, but unless ideas come into effect in terms of actual seeing the change, they are just ideas. So let's ensure that whatever we discuss, whatever we note down, we try and we implement that. So, okay, you have the questions now. So let's, I would request a Zoom master to please send us in a breakout room, and okay, I think everyone is coming back to the main room now. Let's give it some time.
And we back in the room.
Right. So there are 105 people again in the main room. I hope you had a great session in the breakout room. I would just like to ask the Zoom master, how many breakouts room were there? Do you have the Zoom master?
10 breakout rooms, Somesh.
10 breakout rooms, okay. Okay, so it's okay. Whoever
Sorry,
wants to
my apologies. I went 11, Somesh. Sorry, I went 11.
No problem. Thank you, Garud. So maybe just volunteer. Someone volunteer and please tell what you discussed and share it with all the 105 people here. Who wants to volunteer?
I could start if you like, Somesh.
Please do, Moira. Thank you.
Okay, we had a very lively discussion. I will summarize the main aspects, and there were a lot more than 5 traits, but having a good organizer, having someone who's caring for the club, someone who can manage the issues, good communication, awareness and listening, being supportive, good leadership, having energy, being organized, being creative, inspiring, inspirational, having knowledge, being focused. And I think if I can take the one that really summed it up perfectly for me with 5 decent points, and that was to have in your team a persuader, a motivator, an actioner, someone with awareness, and someone with vision.
Thank you very much, Moira. It's great you have summed up so nicely in such a short time. I think this is what we want from everyone. You set the trend now, Moira. So let's go to someone else, and please be as short, as snappy as Moira has done it. Who wants to go next?
Right, Somesh, I'll go.
Thanks, John.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone, fellow Toastmasters. Yeah, so basically we had a very interesting group. I'll just sum it up really quickly. So the first question around the 5 points. The 5 points that we come up with specifically were around a team has to have dependability. A team has to have good communication, like was said then by Moira. A good team has to be honest. We've got to have clear purpose. And also as well, we've got to have clear responsibilities. So while Somesh made that point before about this overlap, we still understand our independent responsibilities. In terms of current state and plans to improve, I thought this was really interesting the way the group reacted around this, because we understood there was a divide between how a new group would work and how maybe an existing group would work. So some ideas come around new groups saying that there needs to be, some sort of social task in order to understand how people work in a safe space and safe environment. We also need to encourage a positive environment, regardless if we are new or existing. As well, another thing, regardless, I think it should be on everybody's mind within a new or an existing group, is that the clear focus has to be on retention and also being able to build trust, not only just within our members, but also within our group. And the last one as well is to have a good positive approach, really, regardless of the team. So again, it's, as Moira touched on before, it's to kind of let people know that the values, obviously the work, and also as well that that's reflected not only within the wider group, but also within the leadership team as well.
Thank you very much, John. Yes, great points. I think the one that you said about trust, not only within the team, but actually the team going outwards as well. This is an extremely important point. The whole relationships are based on trusts. The foundation of any relationship is trust, and when we work in a team, we have some kind of relationship with each other, the team relationship. And absolutely. Who would like to go next? Please volunteer.
I'll do it for you.
Oh,
thank you. Arnold.
Oh, go on, Arnold. No, go. Me next.
So we have to, thank you, Liz. So we have discussed about what's important is to communicate with your members, communicate with the officers. A good collaboration with your team, and that means whatever's going to happen, always share it. We have always liaised with the officers, so with officer meetings and all that, just to talk about the progress of the members, and of course to connect with other other team of, let's say, other clubs. So not just only focusing on your club, but also just visit other clubs and liaise with other officers, what we do now, to make the team and everything stronger. So I'm going to keep it short as well.
That's great. Thank you. Thank you very much, Arnold. Yeah, it's good to be short and snappy. Please go ahead, Liz.
Okay, short and snappy. What everybody else said, we agree with. Okay, what we also added in was that we felt that we needed to really have somebody who was listening as well, to listen to the people's ideologies and things and take everything on board, have energy, and just to have clear purpose for your goals for what it is you wish to achieve. Trust is a big thing. I think that's been mentioned, but everything that people have said have been absolutely things on our list here. So energy, trust, listen, communicate, and have a really great team pulled together. Mr. Somesh, thank you.
Thank you very much, Liz.
I'd like to go, Somesh.
Please go ahead, Dee. Thank you.
Yeah, we've come up with similar stuff that's been mentioned, but what I just said, we've come up with communication, drive to actually help people to actually achieve. So we looked at flexibility, considering that we're in the age of using Zoom, we have to be flexible than using new tools and learning about technology. And leading by example, I think you touched on this earlier in your introduction. So if you're able to do something, others should be able to do also, just because you are leading the team. In terms of a team, before we survey the plans of the individual to figure out where they are and where they would like to be, because it's quite essential, because it's no point joining Toastmasters if you don't understand why you're at Toastmasters and where would you like to be. I think that it gives you a chart of how you've improved and performed over the time you've achieved Toastmaster, and also to set goals, to have plans that's going to lead you to that journey. I think being at Toastmasters is like a journey. You have a beginning, middle, and an end, and you also meet friendly people. So I think, yes, all in all, I think flexibility, trust is all important. Communication is number one. Thank you.
Great points, Dee. Thank you very much. Anyone else would like to?
I can go
volunteer?
If anyone.
Please go ahead, Bridget. Thank you.
So it's similar to what everyone else has said, really. One of the ones to add to it is make a positive impact to your club. So always thinking about that, how it's going to affect the club and positively impacting, and being consistent in the delivery of outputs as well. So doing what you say that you're going to do and keeping it consistent. And then some of the other ones, shared vision, commitment, and then open communication is really important. Yeah.
Thank you, Bridget. I think we have probably done 6 or 7 groups now. Probably three groups are left. Any other group wants to volunteer?
I'll go if the others aren't doing it for our group.
Joanne, thank you.
We came up with communication as being the number one. Collaboration we used, coming together and collaborating, and I suppose complying with each other and everybody there for a shared set of values. Trust would come into that shared set of values. And then we talked about challenge, positivity, and of course having a clear vision of what we're all about and what we want to achieve for our club members, with our club members. And then everybody having good organizational skills, which is always important in a committee and in a group. So that's basically what we discussed. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Anne. Yes, absolutely great points. Very good. Final, anyone else finally?
I can do a snapshot from our group, if that's okay.
Thank you.
Well, just a snapshot. So a vision, clearly, planning, and the building relationships piece. The communication is the foundation of every team. Motivation, and included in that, obviously under communication, I missed the listening piece, and the emotional intelligence there, but motivation, that's huge. The coordination is mentioned as well there. and obviously finally the leading out and the drive and the positivity. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Gerard. Thank you. Right, so we are nearly 10:40 now. So this has been a great discussion. I think what we have agreed here is the motivation aspect, the vision, the trust, the emotional intelligence, that is the empathy for others. These are all very important qualities in terms of having a team that is very healthy. Now, what I would request everyone is, next 10 minutes, there is another question that I want to pose to you, and we'll go back to the breakout rooms again. The question is, now we know what are the qualities that we see should be in a healthy team. So we have understood that through this discussion. Now, what we should try and do in the next breakout session is try and understand how we will bring this to our club, back to our club. All these qualities, how are we going to, so this was what? So what are the healthy traits? Now the next question is how? How do we bring this to our club? And how do we ensure that whatever we have discussed can actually get implemented within our clubs? So can we please go into the breakout room then, Gerard? 110 of us. Great to see you all back again after the breakout session. I hope you had a great discussion. Now let's come back to, I think there were around 10 breakout rooms. Let's come back and maybe one volunteer from each of the room, try and understand what you discussed about how you're going to bring in that healthy team attitude within the clubs. Who wants to volunteer first, please?
Somesh.
Please go ahead, Maeve.
Okay. So the first thing is communication. Everyone should know that they're in a safe space. We should adhere to all the formalities of Toastmaster. We should speak the mission statement before every meeting so that everybody is aware of it if they're new or it reminds people. And we improve the skill set in that way of everybody. I think that's it.
Thank you very much, Mayor. I think what I said in the beginning about Gerard Mannix, the District 71 Director, bringing in the emphasis on a Toastmasters promise is one of the things there. Because all those 10 points in Toastmasters promise will actually motivate us to build a healthy team. So yes, thank you very much. Who would like to go next?
Go ahead, Somesh.
John Daly, yes, please.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so just to go through some of the group that we, some of the positions that we had in the group, I want to capitalise on some of the things that Morv said. So as I say, around communication, I think that was a really big one. So it's understanding not only just, how we communicate practices out, but also as well communicating our whys and why we're here. A few other things that we also had a look at as well. I like to capitalise on that by saying around vision as well. So it's not just about saying about communication, but it's also gaining that communication back. So a couple of people in the group said around using the surveys and the moment of truth and the feedback that we get from that to be able to shape our practices. Another one that I came across as well was around processes and procedures and making sure that we have standardized processes and procedures for the club for the benefit of obviously club interaction, and also make sure the processes are followed to a standard. And a great one I thought was around leading by example. So it's good implementing these processes, procedures and good practice, but at the same time we have to live the good practice as well and have to show our members, that we walk the walk as opposed to just talk the talk. So I think that's everything there. Somesh, thanks.
Thank you very much, John. This is a great way to conclude, walk the walk. It's not easy to do that. That's where the challenge lies. Margaret had raised hand. Secretary Margaret had raised hand. 2 participants.
Here, I'm here.
Yes, please do go ahead. Yeah, thank you.
There we go. So we had to offer our support and encouragement to our members, to offer our experiences. We were thinking that maybe a Zoom learning course would be handy for members who haven't the skill sets, which I didn't either until somebody taught me how to do it. communication our experience of what we've learned at our training here today with our other members of our club, to set realistic goals in our club, and to lead by example.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Margaret. And your setting is very good. I think you're outside and you're under the shade. Very good. You're enjoying the weather.
All my family are working, so they're, you know, having breakfast and getting up late and walking around in pajamas. So I thought I'll come outside. Nobody will be out here.
You're enjoying the weather. Very good. Yeah. Great point.
Somesh.
Yes.
Hi. Our team there, we kind of focused on two things. We're communicators, communication and trust. We kind of settled on those two and trying to come up with a plan of how to improve that. And it was, you know, we talk about spotting the non-communicators and being aware of people who aren't joining in. Maybe creating time slots for talking so that everyone gets enough time. Another thing, especially one that we do for topics we've done in the past in our team, in our club, is paper ballots. So everyone gets a chance to talk and everyone gets picked out of a hat. And also to stop kind of hyper communicators who kind of overshadow everyone and want to talk all the time. We can create mentors out of them, and you know, so they would more mentor people who are coming up who might be non-communicators, as well as more experienced members, of course. So kind of put more action into the mentor. In terms of trust, we want to understand people's backgrounds more, allow enough time for people to trust each other. You know, that includes breaks, and just be very aware of new members. Very aware. It's easy to get into your cliques and talk amongst each other, but you need to be include the new members and really bring them into the team.
Thank you.
That's about it. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Lee. All great points. We have the Arnold raise the hand, so that would be the last one, and then I'll just conclude after that. Please, Arnold.
I haven't spoken. Joanne here.
Okay, if you can be snappy, you know, that'll be great. Thank you.
Okay, we focused on support and motivations. We talked about doing one-to-one meetings with other members outside the club, helping with like the likes of PowerPoint or any other difficulties that they're having. Zoom calls as well, so offering support as well, mentoring, and actually reaching out and asking people, do they need help? Because some people will stay quiet and, you know, they're happy enough to stay in their comfort zone. So really reaching out and asking people, do they need help? And then getting support from other clubs as well. Committee meetings after a meeting, maybe having a committee meeting, regular committee meetings, making sure everyone's aligned with vision and purpose of this. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Joanne. Yes, Arnold, please, and then
Yes.
we'll just conclude after that. Yeah.
I'm gonna be really snappy with this one as well. So building a trust environment, giving them the purpose why they are coming and joining the club. Let them speak, so break the ice with a table topic. I will say give them the full support they need. Also being useful as a team. Make it really comfortable for them. Communicate also with the members. Mentorship, offer them mentorship if they need any mentorship. And of course, a brainstorming, as the last session was literally, we had 15 seconds to go, but I'm going to cover this, but also brainstorming with the team so we can improve and make it all better. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So we are just 2 minutes there now. So what I'll do is I'll just share this last slide from the Toastmasters pack. And this kind of sums up everything that we have been talking. The only thing that probably we did not cover was healthy conflict. And this is something that could take, you know, it's an interesting topic to discuss on. So generally we say we avoid conflict, but healthy conflicts are good. And what do we mean by healthy conflict? It means that we allow people to think out of the box, because generally this herd mentality would be there, you know. So one person is going in one direction and everyone follows that person in that direction. So there would be someone who thinks out of the box, and we have to understand what that thinking is and see the positive in that. You know, there might be something really positive in that, and that's where the conflict could occur. And commitment, accountability, so results. See, the results is a very small part there, but the trust is the most important part. So this is the most important thing that we should understand, try and understand. Try and build a trust. If there is conflict, we should not take it personally. I think that's very important. Because generally what happens in conflict is we start taking things personally. We should rather concentrate on subject rather than on person. What subject we are discussing, whether this subject is going to help or not. Commitment, accountability, and results. Results will come. If all these things are there, results will automatically come. We don't need to separately endeavor for results. If there is trust, if there is healthy conflict, if there is commitment, if there is accountability, then the results will automatically come. So with that, I end this session. I hope you had a lot of learnings from this. You have taken down the notes and you're going to implement at least one of them. I think as a start, if you have too many things to implement, it becomes difficult. So take probably top 3 and try and implement them in the clubs. So thank you all very much. It has been really enjoyable having this session with you all.